Hey guys, it's 691 Shadow. Welcome to our Boku no Hero Academia episode 30 review and this episode is titled Climax. And this is an episode, like I know I say in my reviews to make sure you go see the episode not to be spoiled. I really mean it this episode. This was an amazing episode. This is an amazing episode. It's a lot of things that I probably won't be able to really encompass in my review since this was such a great action episode for the series. So if you have not watched the episode, then go to the link in the description, watch that episode. It's really, really good. So we have the finale in this episode of the Stain fight. So we have Midoriya and Todoroki. They're fighting in Stain. Ida's on the ground, and we ended off last week with Todoroki telling Ida to basically if he wants them to stop protecting him, then for him to get up. So Ida does in fact get up. He saves Todoroki by using his reciprocal burst, which is good that Todoroki got saved, but it was only a short-term thing just because of Ida's reciprocal burst sort of idling his legs because of like the temperature. So they do a really cool thing where Todoroki asks, Ida tells Todoroki to freeze his legs, but not the exhausts, so that he could perform reciprocal burst again, because his legs would be cooler now because of the ice. So they have all these things with Stain, and it looks like here in this fight, Stain is getting very desperate because he knows the pros are on their way, and this fight's been dragging out for way too long. So he's getting desperate to kill Native and Ida. So with that, Midoriya is able to regain movement again, and is able to and he and Ida come together. Ida with his like frozen legs, except for the exhausts, and then for Midoriya's full cowling, they both hit Stain, and it was just this amazing shot, and you'll see it on screen at a point in this video, but definitely that shot was amazing for when they hit Stain, and they were actually able to they hit Stain really hard there, and then while Stain was falling, Todoroki did hit him with the fire, so Stain was completely knocked out, and the three high schoolers here beat Stain, which is pretty crazy. So they find the rope because they're in an alley. You can really just find anything. So they find the rope. They tie up Stain. They strip him of all of his blades. And he has a lot. The guy has a lot of blades. He has like 4 knives and like 2 swords and a bunch of other stuff. So they stripped him of all his weaponry. So if he regains consciousness, then he won't be a threat to them. So of course they're coming out of the alley. We have a funny moment with like Gran Torino, or actually no, before I get to that, we have before I get to Gran Torino seeing Midoriya, we have it clipped back at a point during that fight to Gran Torino and Endeavor at the Nomu when they were fighting the first Nomu. So turns out the Nomu has the absorb and release quirk, where he absorbed Endeavor's fire and then he released it back out. So actually Gran Torino was actually able to defeat that Nomu, because that Nomu was about to have a pretty big attack, but then Gran Torino caught it off guard and was able to knock it out. But then Endeavor told Gran Torino to go to the address that Todoroki gave him, which it should have seen of Todoroki running with Endeavor, so that they could deal with the Nomus. But then Todoroki gets the text from Midoriya with his location, and then Todoroki starts running toward the alleyway. So he gives Endeavor the address of the alleyway, and he said, once you finish your business in the city, then come to this address. So Endeavor tells Gran Torino to go to the address, go to the alleyway where they're fighting Stain. So we have Gran Torino on his way there, and then we have a bunch of really cool scenes of Endeavor fighting the other Nomus, and this is like the second coolest part of the episode, because you see Endeavor going in, him finally being a hero, because we've only seen him in the sports festival arc, and we've just seen him as this really bad father figure who we don't even know how he's a hero. But now we see that now we were seeing his heroic side. He's saving all of these lower grade heroes from these really strong Nomus, and he's taking them head on, and it was a really cool action sequence. Like, um, definitely, once again, I'm saying I'm gonna watch this episode multiple times throughout this week, or like watch the scenes from this episode, because it was really great. But going back to what I was saying before, Gran Torino meets up with sees Midoriya, scolds, does like the mentor to student thing, scolds him for not staying on the train, and then they start going out. They have all the heroes there. They see the hero killer tied up, so they have the hero killer tied up. He's unconscious still, and then and out of nowhere you see the flying Nomu come down that you thought Endeavor got, but he didn't. He actually did not fully take out that Nomu. He swoops down, picks up Midoriya, and then you see Endeavor going from the back, and then Gran Torino is like, I have to save him, but if he gets too far, then my corp won't be able to reach him. But then the most unexpected and and craziest thing happened, and this was like the best part of the episode, at least in my opinion. You see, Stain has a dagger in his hand that's tied up behind him, and also a very important thing, because the Nomu was bleeding from when Endeavor sort of like cut through one of his eyes, so there was like blood coming down. It actually hit one of the heroes. So Stain gets up, licks the blood of the Nomu off of the face of one of the heroes, then runs, breaks the rope, jumps up, and stabs the Nomu in its other eye, and Stain kills the final Nomu, saving Midoriya, which was really, really just. It was really unexpected that he saved Midoriya, but when you think about it, it makes sense, because he sees Midoriya as a proper hero, like All Might is. Because he saw Midoriya's resolve, how he said, like when he said last episode, meddling when you don't need to is truly what a hero is. So he saved Midoriya, and then of course he's gonna try to fight everyone again because he's back up out of those ropes. But a sort of anticlimactic ending happens, and probably from the kick from Ida earlier in the episode, that broke one of Stain's ribs, and that rib ends up puncturing his lung, thus rendering him unconscious. And the episode ends there, where the Stain arc is finally at a conclusion, I think, because the next episode seems more peaceful, like they're in a hospital in the preview and stuff like that. So the Stain arc is the Stain fight is done. Stain is unconscious. I don't really see him surviving, or if he does survive, then he's gonna be going to jail. But that's the end of this review. That's it for this episode. It's a really good episode. I'm definitely gonna be watching these scenes so much. With Stain saving Midoriya and Endeavor fighting the Nomu. It was just so good. But that's to be all for this review. Thank you all for watching. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Of course, as you could tell from my review, I really loved this episode. But with that, I will see you all next time.